What's going on, guys? This is Tall Rick with Urban Cow Gaming, and I'm here to deliver another Let's Play to you. This is, well, not Let's Play, playthrough. This is X4 Foundations. Now, this is Egosoft's newest foray into the space sim game. They're well known for space sims, and in my opinion, they're best. Some of the X3 guys are gonna chew me up for that one, but what can I say? It's their best. I mean, just look at it. It's beautiful. But there's also something else. You see, I don't know who that is, but I have a certain ship here. This is, the ship that you see Grievous flying around in. Yep, that's right, I have the Star Wars mod installed. I just happened to start with this ship in this particular case. Alright. It's called a Nebulon B for whatever reason. The mod's still in progress, so... Okay, let's see. I think I just have... That's gonna bother me. It's gonna bother me. I don't even know... I don't remember what this ship is called. We're just gonna call it Droid Bomber for now, because that's what I know it as from Battlefront 2. Okay, so we got... It's not a Nebulon B frigate. Alright, so this is actually my first time taking an in-depth look into this mod. So we're gonna go ahead and take off here and see if we can find a shipyard. Okay, that's a good sound for that to have. I hope I don't get claimed for this sound that it's making. Alright, let's see if we can find a shipyard. What we're at now is an equipment dock. Let's see what it sounds like. It's a pretty good sound for it to have. That is not the stock sound. Okay. This thing isn't all that maneuverable. I don't think there is a shipyard here. Okay, so that's the boost. We need to find travel drive. Alright, we got it. Okay. Yeah, so they've mixed it up a little bit from the previous titles. All ships are now equipped with a travel drive, which means they can accelerate to faster speeds than they would have otherwise been able to.
Entering Black Hole Sun 5.
You know, I'm not a fan of this ship, so I think I'm going to actually change the start conditions. And we're actually going to check out some of the ships in this mod, so we'll be back in just a bit. Okay, and we are back. So there wasn't any start where I actually started inside of a shipyard, so I actually have to go and find one. Let's say the most likely is going to be in this direction here. I think the Argon are probably going to be the surrogate alliance here. So let's see what I have. I've elected to do the humble merchant start. So I start with a station, a small trade vessel, and a kestrel. Alright, so I should have a manager. Okay. Okay, so he's the manager. So he should, if I remember correctly, automatically do things. I'm gonna go ahead and assign the Kestrel Vanguard to him real quick. No, I'm sorry, the Vulture Vanguard. Trader. Huh, that's new. I haven't seen that yet. Interesting. Okay, so they're gonna go off and do things. I just like how pretty this game is. So we're gonna hop in my Kestrel here. Oop.
Kestrel, Vanguard.
And we're gonna have him take me to... Oh boy. Well... we have to find a shipyard. So I'm going to go ahead and order my Kestrel over there. Yeah, so we're gonna find a shipyard at Argonne Prime. That's probably gonna be the most likely place to find the new models, and then we'll start with the game proper. So this isn't really a combat space game. This is more of a trading space game and an empire building space game. Like, you're basically trying to build a corporation is what's going on here. There's actually a lot of depth to it. There's trading, resource production, mining, there's of course combat as well. We're probably gonna do a bit of that early on in the game. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take control of this.
Hello.
Because I actually kind of know what I want to do here. So that is a gate, totally not stolen from Star Trek, or... Stargate. Basically, it's the way you get around. They used to have... They're not talking to me, they just kind of babble a little bit in the game to each other. But there used to be hyperdrive, but now it's just the gates.
Entering system. Trinity Sanctum.
And these, drop out. These lines are the, they are called highways. There's an area around most of the known galaxy, which makes up the this loop around the entire known space. So basically, you just pop into this and off you go. All right, so this is probably the super loop here, or whatever they call it in this game.
Accelerator. Unknown sector.
There are also accelerators, which work pretty much like gates. They're basically the accelerators from Mass Effect. Wonder if they altered this sound. Nope, that's stock noise there. Alright. So I'm not sure where everything is anymore. It's been a while since I've played.
Entering system. Right promise.
Okay, so... so we're just gonna go ahead and travel around. Oh, that's a... No, wait.
Entering system. Profit Center Alpha.
This is actually a shipyard here. Well, actually, it's a wharf.
Taladi Wharf.
The wharfs build small ships, small and medium ships. So let's go ahead and check out what they got here. Osprey, Peregrine, Tern. These are all stock, I think. Yeah, these are all stock. Let's see S. Falcon, Gila, Magpie. Okay, so this one's kind of cool because these side wings, they actually rotate around. It's pretty neat looking. Same for this design, but it looks like these are just stock. So I guess Argonne is probably gonna work. Probably gonna be where we find the mod ships. These this loop should take me there though.
Entering system. Argon Prime.
Alright, so here we are in Argon Prime, so we should see the shipyard somewhere around here. Well, there's the wharf. Let's see here. That is Action 5. That is definitely a modded ship. Ugh, The model's a little bit janky, but it's pretty cool. Let's see what that forward gun is. That looks interesting. Doesn't look like anything I can get a hand on yet, but they consider it a transporter. Okay. We of course have the CR-90. Pretty classic ship there. This is probably a modded turret here. Right? Let's take a look. Yeah, those are definitely modded turrets there. Okay, you can... It's very much following with the design principles of the CR-90. Looks like you can't actually alter the design of the thrusters themselves. Yeah, you just get these modded thrusters here, which is fair, I guess. So that is the CR-90, and that's a very good-looking model, too. It's almost on par with the stock models of the game. Okay, let's check out the GR. Yep. Pretty classic design there. It's got a scorch mark by default for some reason. Very interesting shield placement too. Let's see what that looks like when you put the shields on it. It's kind of awkward, but pretty safe there. Looks like we got one large turret, or medium turret it looks like. Looks like just stock turret. They didn't put a special turret on there, so it just kind of awkwardly sits up there, it would seem. Not the best, I'm sure, but like I said, this mod's in progress. This is another modded. This looks like the Imperial model you see in Star Wars Rebels. Those little doodads on the bottom there are TIE Fighter dock modules. They just kind of hang off the bottom. Looks like the turret is similar in yeah, just, is the bottom turret looks, I mean, if the color schemes matched, I'm sure that's probably a limitation of the engine. They'd probably have to make custom stuff. And then this is a stock model, and that's also a stock model. This is the Mercury. A lot of the fleet's going to be made up of Mercuries. So let's check out the size S. Okay, so they have a lot of fighters here. Okay, so here we have the classic B-Wing. This does not articulate, so you fly it in this direction. However, the wings when you take off do extend and retract when you land, which is pretty nice. And I haven't tested it out, but I think if you go into travel drive, the wings fold in. Next up, we have an E-Wing, which is certainly a Legends ship. You're not gonna see this. Okay, so this is actually a little bit broken, it looks like. Okay, it would appear that when you try to hit the weapons for the E-Wing, it breaks. I've not seen this glitch in the base game yet, so I'm guessing it has something to do with the mod. So we'll just skip over the E-Wing. I wonder if it's like that for the B-Wing as well, now that I'm thinking of it. It is like that for the B-Wing. Okay, so that's actually a pretty significant bug. Because you kind of need that interface to design the ships. So let's go ahead and check out the A-Wing. Okay, pretty standard stuff. Thrusters, shields. It looks like it's the same story for every fighter. It just straight up breaks it when you try to do anything like this. Let's see if I can just do a preset. Okay, so let's go ahead and select the E-Wing, go for a high preset. Okay, so that gives it weapons. Alright, so... well, if the other ships were any indication, there's not really a lot of customization anyway. I mean, fortunately, you're able to do a preset. This is probably just going to be a laser cannon here. Unfortunate, but understandable. Okay, and then we have a T-65B, or a classic X-Wing. It looks like the canopy's glitching out a little bit. Okay, imagine the model. Okay, and then we got a TIE Fighter, which is technically classified as a scout. Probably pretty fast. Yeah, pretty fast. Dual laser cannons. Yeah, I don't know if the engines are actually on here. Oh, you know what? Yeah, they're on there. Yeah, pretty cool design. Good looking model. Okay, next up the TIE Interceptor. Yeah, pretty standard interceptor. Fairly cheap at the high preset. Quad laser cannons. Okay, we got the T-95 too, which is the precursor to the X-Wing. Probably pretty cheap when you deck it out. There's actually a difference between high and medium, so yeah, you get this for pretty cheap. The Discoverer is stock, so is the Elite, so is the Quasar, so is the Courier, so is the G... Oh, actually, no, that's not. Oh, it's a Clone Wars ship. It's kind of... not sure if that's part of the model or what. It's kind of weird. I don't know if the lights are on the model in the show or not. Yeah. 3 laser cannons, engines. I don't know if this thing would be able to fly. Like... I mean, I guess whatever compels ships to turn in the Star Wars universe and to be able to actually execute maneuvers would probably make this thing work, but whatever that thing is would probably have to work pretty hard for a design like this. And that pretty much sums up the small ships. So let's go find the shipyard now. Alright, so we've arrived at the shipyard. And this is where the larger ships are going to be built. So let's see. Yep, we have a Nebulon B here. Any forward cannons? Yes, so I guess it's considering it a... The Nebulon B is considered a destroyer, so it gets a forward battery. Problematically, unlike other destroyers, it has a very small forward it only has one forward battery. Most of the stock destroyers have 2 forward batteries. Let's see, for turret coverage, it's got one, looks like 1 turret on top, 2 in the rear, and 2 on each side. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, that's right. The different oh yeah, the engine groupings somehow sometimes have turrets and shields associated with the groupings. So those are probably medium turrets, and these are probably large? No? Okay, so this just, considering it's considered a destroyer, it actually doesn't have any large turrets, which is fairly... It's not great. So this would primarily serve as an anti-fighter and anti-frigate. I know this is technically a frigate, but it's considered a destroyer. A frigate in this game is a medium-sized ship, so this would be effective against frigates and fighters primarily. I would not send this up against other destroyers. Yeah, not too great on the shielding either. Just 2 medium-sized shield generators, so it's got, well, frigate level shields with certainly the size of something much larger, so it's not going to perform very well in battle. Not that it was really meant to. Let's see here. Okay, and shockingly, that's the only large ship that they've put in this shipyard. Yeah. So this is just a stock behemoth. So as you can see, it's got those two forward cannons, two L-sized turrets, and a larger launch bay. Guessing. Oh, okay. There are the Star Destroyers and the MC-80. All right, so here's what everybody wanted to see. This is a Star Destroyer, and I am impressed. 4 L-sized turrets on either side of the ship. Much like a real Star Destroyer, there's hardly any lower. You know, there's no fire coming out of the bottom of this thing, which is pretty standard for a Star Destroyer. So you're gonna want to keep this. The top pointed at the enemy. This is actually an Imperial I, as you can, well, Imperial 1, I guess, is what more accurately. You can tell because it tells you, but also because of this design of its bridge. So, being an Imperial 1, it should have point defense cannons, which it does. So, that's pretty cool. I was kind of hoping to see an Imperial 2 too. Imperial 2 as well. But obviously that's not happening. So it also has an S-Dock. Only 5 though, which is not necessarily what a real Star Destroyer, even an Imperial 1 would have. A real Star Destroyer would have many more fighters docked to it, but that might be a limitation of the game design. And then of course we have the MC-80, which is a lot of those ships you saw blown up during ROTJ. Okay, so it looks like we have 2 large cannons, right? Yeah, one in the bottom and one in the rear, so it's not particularly well armed, and that cannon's facing weirdly. I hope that doesn't happen when you actually buy the ship, which we'll find out later in the playthrough when we eventually buy one of these, but it's facing like straight up and down. Hopefully that doesn't affect its firing arc, if that's even a problem. You can also see that that small hole that one of the TIE fighters flew into during Return of the Jedi, right there. And then we have a couple of medium turrets positioned throughout the ship. Okay, so this is the shield generator. Being a Mon Calamari ship, it actually doesn't have that great of shields. I mean, the shield generator does not appear to be targetable, which is accurate to the design of the ship, but it only has 2, whereas 2 large shield generators. So if we were to look at the Colossus, for example, the Colossus shares a shield generator design with the Mammoth. And both of those have 2 XL shield generators. So the Colossus has 2 shield generators, and that's a stock vessel, so that gives it a total of, let me see here, if you're using Argon shields, that gives it a total of 258,000 shield points, whereas the MC-80, which is supposed to be an incredibly well-defended, well-shielded ship, that winds up with only 92,000 shield points. It's got a lot more hull than the Colossus. Well, actually not a lot more, just a little bit more hull, but it's pretty disappointing. I think the Star Destroyer probably has a similar story, although this It's not letting me... It's glitched. Hold on a sec. Fix this real quick. Okay, let's go back into the Star Destroyer here. So let's see what kind of shields this has. I actually can't select the shields on this. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, so we're looking at... Okay, so this actually has a total of... Okay, so the Star Destroyer apparently got a lot of love because this has a total of 458,000 shield points, which is ridiculous. It's considering it 2 large XL shield generators. But I think there's also something going on because that's not nearly the amount of shielding a Colossus has, I think. So if we were to actually switch, let's see if this actually works that way. No, the MC80 just genuinely does not have very good shields. So, and it's extremely expensive, like 40 million credits for this, as opposed to, well, it's only a few million credits more, but it's way more powerful, like ridiculously more powerful. The MC80 is supposed to be able to stand up to a Star Destroyer, so this ship would absolutely demolish an MC80 in a straight fight. So I don't know if we've actually found all of the ships that are available. So I'm going to take a look around. If not, we're going to call it here, and the actual playthrough will start at the next episode. This was just an introduction to the mod itself. But we're going to go check out and see if we have any more ships that we can find. Yeah. Nothing unique. So I am going to go ahead and cut it here, and we will see in the next episode when we actually go to play the game. It's not going to be that different from the default X4 experience, but I mean, being able to tool around in a Star Destroyer is going to be pretty fun, so we're going to get to that. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Urban Cow Gaming is totally sick. Julian, Cam, and also Tall Rick. Urban Cow Gaming is always in action. Urban Cow Gaming has no microtransactions. Yeah!